Hey y'all, welcome to Geeking Out, the podcast about all geeky aspects of software delivery, DevOps, observability, reliability, and everything in between. I'm your host, Adriana Villela, coming to you from Toronto, Canada.
Hello all, and welcome to Geeking Out. I'm going to talk about
I have Diana, Pham.
Thanks for having me.
Everything that I put it on my to-do list for KubeHuddle to
I think I'm going to leave this in.
Yeah,
that needs to be
nailing them down. That was pretty accurate. What this show is about. We're both organizers. We more or less had each other's schedules. We ran the schedule, so we just actually put this entire conference on hold to have this podcast.
That's right. They're waiting for us right now. Awesome. Okay, so before we get started, I've got some lightning round questions while my lovely daughter Hannah does like ballet in the background just to troll me, which I love. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, first question, are you a lefty or a righty?
I am a righty.
Okay, are you iPhone or Android?
I'm an iPhone. Why don't I think about that? I don't know. I thought about that less harder than when you asked me like right or left. I like looked down.
That's awesome. Okay, next question. Mac, Linux, or Windows?
Mac, just because that's what my company provides.
Fair enough. That's a good answer. What's your favorite programming language?
I am a Python girly.
Ooh, Team Python. And Hannah is like all excited in the background because she loves the Python.
It's the best one.
I do love Python. I grew up in Java land.
Oh, same. It was my second language. Java land.
Oh,
Java land.
I don't know. I'm getting trolled by Tim. Getting trolled by Tim in the background because of my pronunciation of Java.
No, that's pretty accurate. So it was actually my second programming language, if not first. And whenever I tweet about me working on something Java related, people would comment. They're like, "Oh, why are you using Java?" Or like, "Oh, what are you building?" And I was like, "Whatever my company is asking, or whatever my company's paying me to build." So
that's fair.
Yeah.
Do you like Java? Because I've grown to not like it.
It's very verbose, but I'm also a very verbose person, as you'll realize as I keep talking when I shouldn't.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, next question. Do you prefer dev or ops?
I'm a dev. I want to learn ops, but I can barely ops on a daily basis. So I'm going to go with dev.
Alrighty. Do you prefer JSON or YAML?
I'm going to go with JSON, just readability wise.
That's funny. See, I find like JSON not readable for myself. Yeah, I find YAML more readable.
I think it's also because when I look at JSON, it's like an aesthetic thing for me where I visualize boxes that don't exist, but that's just me being a little delulu, but it works for me.
So like the curly braces kind of like frame things for you.
Yeah, exactly.
And Java vibes.
Java vibes, exactly. Once again, verbose, unnecessary, but they're there.
Okay, next question, spaces or tabs?
I'm going to say tabs.
All right.
Just out of convenience.
Okay.
Yeah, convenience.
Okay, next question. 2 more to go.
Okay.
Do you prefer consuming I can't talk now.
No, you're good.
Do you prefer consuming content through video or text?
Ooh, I would say video. Yeah.
All right. Final question. What is your superpower?
Oh my gosh. So on my slide for our upcoming panel, the closing keynote panel, I put eating oysters and walking and talking in heels.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is a skill.
I guess simultaneously. I can walk, talk, and wear heels.
And eat oysters.
I've never been asked to do that, but if I was, I'm pretty sure I could.
That could be a special talent at a pageant.
There we go. So for those of you who don't know, Hannah refers me as pageant friend.
Pageant friend, yeah.
So I'm not sure how much context you've given her about what I do, but when I was in college, I actually competed in pageants. It was a way of me raising money for school because I went through like this whole crisis, realizing that I just pulled a bunch of loans without really knowing the value of money when you're 18. And so what do I
just give them to you?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, college, everyone does that. And so however much it costs, it was like, oh, loans, everyone knows, like, oh, you need to take, well, as an American, we it's really common to get student loans. And so you just have this preconceived notion that you're going to be spending the rest of your life paying off these loans. But once I started to get a job and have some sort of understanding of what the value of money was, I was like, oh my gosh, I took a lot of money out, you know? And so that's kind of how I spiraled and decided to do a pageant, which is not a very common
That is so cool.
way of raising money for your school. But
They must pay well enough. Like,
honestly, they did it. Like, they did it. But I do have to admit that when I competed and won, I was in Miss Vietnam San Diego of 2017.
Mhm.
I did that one. I ended up winning, even though my parents really didn't want me to compete. They were more like, hey, just focus in school, focus on, you know, the things that matter. But I went behind their back, not saying that other kids of that age should be doing that, but I went behind their back. I competed, I won, and they were very upset that I went behind their back because it was also I'm Vietnamese American. My family, we celebrate Lunar New Year's, and that was the one year that New Year's landed on a weekend.
Oh.
And so of all years that I could have competed, it was that one. So fast forward, they are really proud that, you know, I had that accomplishment, but where it really like paid off, I guess, it definitely did not pay off all of school, but I lost my grandpa that same year, and my parents, they're definitely not like, I don't want to say not in the position, but they do financially support me in school as much as they could. And during that one quarter where the bills were due, they had to fly back to Vietnam for the funeral or just to see my grandpa one last time. And I did not have like money from them to pay for school. And so what I do, I cashed that check, and that check alone from that one competition paid enough for me to cover my dues for the quarter. So,
that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, I mean, you got to do what you got to do to make ends meet. That's so cool. But you continue doing pageants.
I did. After that, it was more like I definitely wanted to continue to do it for school. I started competing in more like the American pageants. In the past, I did more Vietnamese local pageants. And so I did Miss America's organization, and that was actually the first time I did a tech talent.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What was it?
And so you get 90 seconds on stage. And so most girls, you know, they sing, they dance, they play an instrument. And I was like, I'm gonna do a tech demo. And so I did one where I explained how my parents, they're immigrants, and they didn't initially learn English when they grew up. Like growing up, they just didn't know English, while I, on the other hand, am. Like I was given that opportunity. And so when voice assistants came out, here we are with the means to actually purchase them. While back then, like they never thought that, you know, Alexa would be in their life or they would even be able to afford it. And then finally they came here, they pursued the American dream. They finally are able to afford this thing, but it doesn't understand them because of their accents. And so just to give some perspective on that, it's just like, it's not that Alexa is racist or anything. It's just the lack of data that's out there, you know? And so I designed an app where they can just text like whatever control command they want for the house assistant or like the home assistant.
So cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So super briefly, high level, explain that in 90 seconds, and then I demoed it.
Oh my God. So it was like an interview.
Yeah. No,
like a job
much.
interview. I mean, these things are interviews anyway. I mean,
they really are. They really are. And the very first time I did it, it was just like trial by fire. I don't even think that was the term. It was more like your, what is it? The rite to passage into tech is a demo failing.
Oh my God.
And so what
true.
happened, I didn't witness this with my eyes, but I remember I was about to get onto stage and I hear someone behind me go, oh, there goes the router. And so when you hear something like that, you're like, I'm not even going to turn around because the lights are going to come up in like 5 seconds. And in my mind, I was like, there's no chance this works if someone just unplugged the router. And what happened? It didn't work. But it's all right. I had another shot at, not that pageant, but I had another shot to do it. And that was really nice. It worked out.
That's so cool. Yeah. Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
And, you know, like one of the things that I admire about the fact that like you still do these pageants and that I really liked when I met you last year at KubeHuddle is the fact that like you lean into like your girliness in tech, because I think a lot of girls are almost conditioned in tech to like not be girly because you gotta like be one of the boys and stuff. And
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I definitely felt that when I was in grad school. If you saw, there's actually a video of me. I tweeted it a while back. It was like someone quoting, "Oh, you must have partied a lot in college," and then you see the video attached, and it's me like curled up in a ball in a big hoodie with my friends around. Everyone's like playing video games, and you pan to the girl in the corner, and I'm playing a harmonica with like my hair tied up, glasses, no makeup, and so I had my unglamorous moments, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna, I'm a pretty feminine person, and I'm not gonna be apologetic about it,
Yeah,
or at least I try
exactly.
not to be.
exactly, yeah, because why should we be apologetic for who we are?
Yeah, and it never really like stood out to me that other people weren't like that until you brought it up to me that you're like, I'm gonna wear a dress.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I didn't even realize that other people weren't wearing dresses. I mean, I did, but it wasn't like because no one else is wearing a dress, then I won't wear a dress type of scenario. And I was like, wow, that really sucks because that definitely is a thing.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like I never wear dresses to conferences, and for this conference, I decided I want to like embrace my feminine.
Yes, and then she had like a statement. She had a statement skirt yesterday at her at our speaker organizer dinner.
Yeah.
Whole
That's
like
right.
we need a.
I have the schoolgirl outfit thing going on.
I want to know what this is.
Yeah. I think it was a skirt.
Yeah. It was like kind of a
color.
lime. It was a lime green plaid skirt, and then like kind of a brightish pink top.
Color.
Don't we take pictures?
It's a pop of color.
No.
I know. I was surprised after too.
This is why we need SIG fashion. Because, like,
We were literally talking about this yesterday.
I've been talking about that for a couple years now.
Oh my gosh.
Having SIG fashion. Like,
There should be SIG fashion and SIG makeup.
Yes.
We're talking about
all together.
Having a
so
booth.
true.
SIG hair care, right? Because like
SIG nails.
So GitHub,
let's flash those nails back in that camera. Looks like
So beautiful. Oh, there you go. Yeah, my nails. My nails for this conference.
Yeah, I think GitHub does a really good job at that. They actually have the press-on nails.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember those. Yeah.
We need more of that. And we were talking about how we should have a makeup station at tech conferences where you can just glow up and have statement makeup based off of your company colors or not, whatever.
God, that could be fun. Yeah, I mean, because they have face painting stations at
yeah,
events,
we were
right?
talking about that too.
Come on.
Because how do we get on that topic? Oh, you were talking about clown makeup. And
how I don't wear makeup because I feel like whenever I put it on, I look like a clown.
The natural here.
Natural, yeah. I'm getting like looks from Hannah in the background of like.
No, it is really funny because Hannah, she has makeup on, and I feel like you two are just like a copy paste of each other. And so if you did want to wear makeup, you see the mirror in front of you.
True. Yeah, I think Hannah's learned how to do my makeup now. That works with my skin tone because my eyes are a little more inset than hers. So it was. Let's just say that that makeup experiment was quite interesting and yielded some very fun results.
Well, we made it. We made it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just thought of the idea of like you just putting on clown makeup right now. Like we should. Oh my gosh!
Like a clown for a conference.
No, we should have
clown.
Sick clown.
Sick clown.
Oh man, I'm sorry, right now you're gonna lose a lot of people on that one. You lose a lot of people on SIG clown.
Okay, we got the thumbs down on SIG clown.
What about SIG drag?
SIG drag. Okay. Oh my gosh. Companies, I actually really wanted this because someone brought it up to me. In case you don't know, I wear false lashes to a lot of conferences. Like I love what? Yeah, no, I take hair and I glue it onto my eyelids.
I am so shocked.
When you describe it that way, it just sounds so enticing.
No, it is.
I thought those were your natural.
Yeah, and I just style them differently every time.
There you go.
Sometimes I snip them, sometimes like layers.
You know, look,
I'm very scared of false lashes.
Yeah, but I was saying, imagine like a company actually had that as swag and they just branded the lashes as swag. I would be on that.
Such a good idea.
It's such a good idea. We got confirmation. We got an investor right over here.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, conference swag, like we've bitched about this before. The conference t-shirts. Anyone who's organizing a conference, for the love of God, and thank goodness, I would say like the last few KubeCons, open source summits, at least made an effort to have have like fitted
Mhm.
and non-fitted t-shirts.
Or at least smaller sizes
Yeah,
available.
smaller sizes, and I prefer the fitted for myself because I don't know, I like to look cute
Yeah.
in my conference
Yeah,
t-shirts, and
you know.
I was at a work thing last year where they made these t-shirts and they were really cool, and so I'm like, oh, I want one.
Mhm.
And the guy who was taking orders, he's like, what size? I'm like, well, do you have like extra small fitted?
Mhm.
And he's like, nah, they're baggy, but you can just wear it around the house. I'm like,
Why would
don't trigger me. Don't say this stuff to me. Like, I want to wear cute around the house. I
Yeah.
don't look like a friggin' bum when I'm around the house.
But even then, why wouldn't you want us to wear it in public for your sake? You
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was so angry. I'm like, forget it. I don't want a t-shirt. Like, no, it either fits me or not.
Yeah. I definitely feel like I end up getting left with the options of like, oh, do you want a maxi skirt size t-shirt or a like clubbing dress, like a maxi dress or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a clubbing dress size t-shirt based on whatever sizes they have
Yeah,
left.
yeah.
And that kind of sucks, but that is what it is.
It does.
Although sometimes I don't really blame them because different vendors, they have different cuts.
Yeah. It is tricky. Having had to order t-shirts for my teams before,
Mhm,
I almost
mhm.
had a heart attack trying to find t-shirts that would appeal to like
Mhm,
all the people.
mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But I would like more conference swag that's like, you know, a little more femininity. I mean,
Yeah.
girls attend conferences too.
What? Well,
What? I know, right?
Oh my goodness.
What?
Recently I was at a conference and I was talking to someone who said it was hilarious the one time that they went to this like huge several thousand people conference.
Yeah.
And whoever the performer was, they were like, this one goes out to all the ladies. Yeah, I see all 14 of you. It's like, that's right. Yep, I see y'all. And mind you, there's like thousands of people, and
Oh my
and this
God.
performer, like they knew. They
Oh my
knew.
God. They zeroed in on it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. No, that was great though.
It's like the bathroom lines at conferences.
Oh yeah, like it's a good problem to have when the lines are longer.
Yeah, that's true. Although I have to say that I do enjoy like not spending forever
Oh
in
yeah,
the bathroom line. But yes, I agree.
Yes.
Longer bathroom lines means that we're getting more ladies
Yes.
out. And one thing that like I have liked about KubeHuddle is we've had a good percentage of the ladies attend the conference, which has been really good.
I didn't want to be like predatorial, but I was like, oh my gosh, these girls like dressed in things other than their company tees and jeans, and
I know,
unfortunately, I wasn't able to hunt them down to like do a reel about it. But I would have loved to do that.
Yeah.
But we're kind of all over the place.
Yeah, it's been busy organizing KubeHuddle, and this is like your second KubeHuddle that you've organized.
It is, and this is your first, and you really
my
killed
first.
it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, in case y'all didn't know, she put together both panels.
Yeah, and in case people don't know, oh my God, Diana is based out of Denver, right?
I am, and I'm not as good of a climber than you for sure. Yeah, it sucks. I actually started. I did. I had a movement pass for a couple of months, and then I had like some stupid surgery. It was like super minor, but I also couldn't do physical things. And then I never get my nails done.
Yeah.
But of course, the one time that I decided to get into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I got my nails done. And so I just like ended up not doing all these activities that I wish I had done.
Yeah.
But I'll come around to it eventually. Yeah, SIG climbers.
Yeah, so I think there is a SIG climbing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
There is. Although usually like I'm kind of a lone wolf boulderer, so
Okay.
but I'll go like with a small crew for actually Marino's been my my bouldering buddy for
nice.
the last several conferences or last two, I guess.
Oh, nice.
So for the last KubeCon and for Open Source Summit, I dragged him out early in the morning because that's the only time you can go when you're at a conference.
Yeah, I sleep.
Yeah, I mean normally I do too. Like you know,
You just have like so much self-control and discipline while I'm here. Like I sleep.
I normally like to sleep in the mornings, but for conferences, I'm like, I'm obsessed enough with bouldering that I'll just like, okay, I'll wake up at some god awful time to go.
Is that like your thing?
That is my thing.
That is your thing.
That's my
and
like
capybaras.
yeah, that and cappies, yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever seen one?
Yes. Okay. So here in Toronto, there is a zoo in one of the there. We have like this big park not too far from here, and there are cappies at the zoo, and
Chilling.
they're just chilling. Yeah. And actually, as a birthday present, Hannah and my husband took me to see the cappies, but they didn't tell me where we were going. So like we went on the subway, and then they blindfolded me, and so when we exited the subway, I was like blindfolded, walking to this park, having no freaking clue.
I would be terrified.
It was a little scary.
Yeah. Not because of them, like, you know, if it was anyone else that I didn't know, I'd be like, oh, okay, I might die.
Yeah.
But no, even if it was someone I knew, I would get scared just because I'm like oversensitive when I can't see, or, you know, when I lose some sense, I'm oversensitive in the worst way.
Yeah. It was really freaky, and having to trust people to like guide you, and like, oh, watch your step when you're walking through here, and don't like step on dog crap.
Yeah.
They did make you step on rocks though, like go on top of.
Oh yeah, they tried to like disorient me.
Oh.
I kind of figured out what they were up to like partway in. Just because I know them.
Yeah.
But it was still a great surprise, and like they honestly, cappies are like majestic creatures. They're like giant rats.
But they're like so chill.
They're so chill. They've got like this resting bitch face of like, yo.
Have you seen the reels lately?
Oh my god. Like I subscribe to many cappy IG accounts.
Like the ones who are just sitting there in the tub and there's water on them, and they're just like,
and they're like, or like ducks like pecking at them, and they're like, "Come at me, bro."
You know who I was actually really surprised had never seen a goat?
Who?
Kunal.
Oh,
Up until like last year, like a couple months ago, he had never
Seriously?
seen a goat. That's why I was curious if you've ever seen a cappy before.
That's a fair question to ask, and they're not a super common animal.
I don't think I've even seen one. But like everyone
goat.
knows what these animals look
Like
like.
see it live, yeah.
But in practice, like I'm thinking, have I ever seen one? I don't think I've ever seen. No, I've seen a goat for sure, but I've never seen a cappy. Is this some state's animal?
If you're here in Toronto longer, I don't know when you leave, but there's the High Park Zoo, and they have cappies.
Are cappies from Toronto?
No, they're from South America.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
What are they doing here?
Chilling in the zoo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like wandering free? Because I know guinea
No,
pigs are
they're
like
not.
that.
No, these ones aren't wandering free. Like
Okay.
they have like different animals on display. I mean, yeah, they have like a kind of a fenced-in pen area where they wander free. I think there's like a pair of them,
Oh, okay.
and they just chill, and it's.
But in
wonderful.
South America, are they wandering free like the guinea
Yeah,
pigs?
yeah. So in Rio, there's like a part of Rio called Lagoa where apparently they roam freely. Which now I have renewed reason to return so that I can see them.
Solely for that.
Solely for that.
I mean, morbid question, but do people eat them
Yes.
the way guinea pigs are over there, like as common?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I've never heard of people eating a capybara.
Okay. I mean, I didn't know that people
I
ate
mean,
guinea pigs as commonly as they were until I knew a friend who went to Peru for a hot minute.
Oh.
And they were just like, yeah,
Eating
guinea pigs.
Oh, but they're so cute and
I
cuddly.
think it is so- Have you ever had balut?
What?
Balut?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. How would you describe balut? In case I can't hear it, I'll repeat you.
So, balut is
Balut
a preserved,
is a
fertilized.
there we go. Preserved, fertilized.
Duck egg.
There it is.
And not
Duck
just
egg.
fertilized, but like this duck is basically fully formed.
Not always. I don't like the
I
fully
said-
formed with like
I said basically, but almost always that's what you get, right?
there's
It's not a bloody
Oh.
yolk. It is.
yeah.
You got feathers, you got bones, you got
Mhm.
bill, you got the nine.
You need to try it in like
No,
cooked in tamarind sauce.
No, stop.
In tamarind sauce, you don't really
No,
taste
hold
all
on.
that.
I grew up around a lot of Filipinos when I was coming up in my neighborhood in Virginia.
Mhm.
I tried balut several times,
Mhm.
several ways, and not one of them was even close to palatable.
Wow.
I respect the fact that you're willing to try. I think
And you've
that's
tried
really
it several
Yeah.
times.
No, that's like okay,
Because
kudos
someone
to
was
you.
like, "Oh, well, you haven't tried it like this. You
Wow.
haven't tried it like this." I'm like, "Y'all are totally."
So balut, so fertilized
Mhm.
duck in
I want
egg.
chicken.
Developed.
Developed duck in egg.
Yeah.
So you eat it in the egg?
Yeah, so you crack the top. So you
Yeah.
take a little spoon and you
Yeah.
crack it on top, and then you take a shot of the broth like you would a shot of tequila.
There is a broth?
Yeah,
There's a
but
broth.
It's not broth.
It's the
It's
thing that
really-
the duck is in?
I mean, technically, I guess it's a broth.
It is a broth.
It's the duck juice.
The-
Oh,
Yeah.
are you talking about when people do like the duck eggs when the duck is like
Yeah, balut.
partially?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a whole.
Of course,
Oh,
Hannah
yeah,
knows
yeah.
about this because of Instagram, right?
And then
I
you
don't know,
can
probably YouTube.
Or sorry.
obviously not Instagram.
What do you think? I'm old? Or on TikTok?
It's like- Speaking of old, like old with social media, I remember back then, this was like maybe a decade ago. My niece was telling me how she was telling her friend something Facebook, and her friend was like, "Who still uses Facebook?" And she was like, "My aunt." I was still in my 20s then. I'm
Oh
pretty
my
sure.
God.
I'm pretty sure. They're like, "Well, my aunt," and they just made me sound like a dinosaur from that. And I was like, I'm pretty sure Facebook is still hip. Okay, now that I say it out loud, I don't know.
I mean, Hannah's on Facebook, but she does it to troll my husband. She calls it old people social media.
It is
Huh?
still happening.
No, you want to hear something depressing about feeling old. So
Mhm.
at the speaker dinner yesterday,
Mhm.
Hinatha and I were talking to somebody, and it happens that she's going to the same university that I went to for school. And I'm like, yeah, I graduated in 2001. And she's like, I was born in 2001. Like, I just died right there. Yeah, that was
But I think a lot of things are changing in a very short amount of time, or at least I tell myself that to make myself feel better. Because then I'll talk to someone who now goes to my alma mater,
yeah.
and they'll say something, and I was like, "Oh, that building didn't even exist when I went there." But that's probably because it got built the next year that I left.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We were
That was-
trading stories of that building was a
Yeah.
parking lot when I went
There
there.
we go. After I left is when it
Yeah.
manifested.
It's always better after you leave. Like we had dumpy ass facilities at my school, and then it's like, oh, you got 2 new buildings. I'm like, great, thanks.
So is there anything that's very specific that you know happened like that?
Yeah, we got 2 new buildings after I left.
Okay, like actual
Like,
So I'm guessing those buildings got built after I left, but one of the colleges that I was in, so you have like your main college, which is UC San Diego, and then within that you are split up into like Harry Potter houses,
okay.
which is honestly, that's kind of what it was. Now that I'm thinking about it, that is exactly what it was. So my college was called Sixth College. It didn't even have a name.
That's sad.
Yeah. And then by the time I left, and I was like, Sixth College, and they're like, what is that? I actually don't know what it's called now.
That's when you feel old. I know. But it means that we've come up in the world.
We've
we
seen
we
some
have
shit. We've seen shit.
we are like a fine
There
wine.
we go. No, I'll take it. I'll take it. Especially like you've been around for a while, not like in a
I have been
dinosaur
around
way.
for a while.
No, but then like you're just very knowledgeable, and I feel like you have a lot to share with the community. And so anytime I see you and just like through your talks or just walking around, I learn a lot from you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. And I hope that one day I can pass on the same knowledge outside of people knowing I use Facebook.
Hey,
Are you not on the Facebook, Tim?
I still have a Facebook account because my Whataburger account is tied to it.
Okay,
and,
fair.
and
Priorities.
also- and for the marketplace,
Mm-hmm.
and because I still have Messenger because of Jiu-Jitsu contact.
Okay.
I have Messenger. I have a Facebook account that I haven't logged in 10
But
years.
the only time I ever open up Facebook is to go to the marketplace.
Yeah. Have you been using, like, have you ever used other platforms to buy or sell used things and had
No.
any weird experiences?
No, because this is like my oldness is like this is too weird for me. Where I'm like I don't want to like buy and sell stuff.
Can we give Hazel a cameo?
Oh yeah, Hazel can
make-
Hazel come make a cameo.
Make a cameo, please. They
Every-
probably can't hear you because we're mics.
Yeah, we're
But-
mics, but everyone's like photobomb,
Hazel-
video bomb,
Glowed up today.
Oh, wait, we gotta show how we're
super
matching.
fancy.
Oh yeah, you two are
Yes.
matching. I didn't even
For anyone
realize.
who's listening, they're not going to get the visual experience of Hannah and Hazel matching on the greens.
Yes.
Super swank.
Yes.
She's
There we
so
go.
tall. So much.
And then just imagine people who are only watching, not hearing the sound.
I know.
And they're like, what is going on?
Yeah, like this conversation is just like on everywhere, which I love. Because I think, one of the things about tech is like sometimes we take it too seriously, and I think we need to have more fun. I mean, we have a mental health panel going on later today.
Is that coming up? Do we need
coming up?
Do we need a?
It's in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, I guess we need to wrap up.
I was just gonna walk over them like, where are this?
Yeah, no.
You know,
Make
the
a
girlies,
scene.
You know the girlies, they're doing the selfies for the camera, for the social medias.
For the socials.
For the Facebooks.
For the show.
For the Facebooks. We'll email you.
This is like the most off the cuff like episode of
This will be
Geeking
my
Out
favorite
ever.
episode.
And it's like all kinds of wonderful, and I'm embracing the wackiness of it. So since we need to wrap up because we have a mental health panel that I'm live streaming soon, do you have any words of wisdom for our audience or hot takes?
Hot takes. Hot takes. Be hot. I mean, I didn't really
love it.
Yeah, I didn't really think of that as a articulated thing that we do. But ever since, I mean, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Leanne Lee, she literally said this during our all women's panel last year. She just turns to me and she was like, what did she say exactly? She was like, I admire your courage to be hot and smart. And those are just things that I didn't really, like, those are not adjectives I affiliate myself with in the tech space. Like I'll have my like daily affirmations or whatever.
Yeah.
But the fact that someone said it out loud. Yeah, no. But the fact that someone said it out loud, I was like, no, if that's what you think about me, then that is definitely like what I feel about other women and more. And in some cases, even men who are like amazing allies towards us.
I love it. I love it. That's
Hot
so
take,
great.
be hot.
Yeah. Be hot. Yeah. Embrace your inner hotness.
Or outer, who knows?
Or yeah,
Or
that's
both.
true. That's
Yeah.
true. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, Diana, for geeking out with me today. Y'all don't forget to subscribe. Y'all,
even
I'm
know where
getting
the
made
button
fun of
is.
so badly.
I don't even know where
Y'all
the
don't
button
forget
is,
to subscribe and be sure to check out the show notes for additional resources and to connect with us and our guests on social media. Until next time.
Peace out and geek out.
Geeking Out is hosted and produced by me, Adriana Villela. I also compose and perform the theme music on my trusty clarinet. Geeking Out is also produced by my daughter, Hannah Maxwell, who incidentally designed all of the cool graphics. Be sure to follow us on all the socials by going to bento.me/geekingout. Hey Geeking Out fans, just a quick reminder that we'll be taking a break during the summer, but we'll be back in September. Until then, peace out and geek out.